of the 2024 Texas Regional Radio Music Awards Internet Radio Station of the Year.
Uvalde Radio.
UvaldeRadio.net. Hey, it's Robert Miguel coming at you at Broadway 3.0 for Friday Night Live. We're here featuring the rising stars of Texas music every Friday night. We do a live interview from 6 to 6:30, then live music on the patio. And tonight's featured guest is, man, we've seen this guy a lot lately. It's from San Antonio, Nick Zamora. Welcome, sir.
Man, thanks for having me yet again.
Nicholas Zamora. That's the website, right? Nicholas.
It's Nick.
Is it Nick?
Yeah.
Because I think you have an alternate URL.
I do have
because
two URLs.
I Googled it, and then Nicholas Zamora came up, and I was like, oh, that's new to me.
So, years ago when I was trying to get a job, I'm a creative, so I do videography and photography and graphic design, things like that. You have a website, you know?
Sure.
Well, Nick Zamora wasn't available. Somebody else owns it and goes to a Facebook page. But Nicholas Zamora, which is, you know, usually what I prefer in my daily life, was available, so I bought it. So when I really started pushing music, I was like, well, I already own this URL, might as well use it. And then I was like, Nick Zamora Music really is where everything else is branded as.
Right, sure.
So I bought it, and now it kind of redirects to, you're the only person who's ever noticed that, by the way.
Interesting.
That redirects to Nick. So NicholasZamora.com is actually the website, but NickZamora.com is the front-facing that redirects to everything else. So it's kind of funny.
You learned something very special and unique and kind of trivial.
Yeah.
And relatively
really
important.
Means nothing to anybody.
But again, I just noticed, I was like, oh, Nicholas Zamora, interesting. But I think I did know that your website was Nick Zamora Music.
Yeah.
And but I Googled it because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And that's what came up in the search. So interesting.
You know, you say Google, it's funny. I've recently gotten out into the dating world, and people, I'm really easy to, I didn't realize this, I'm very easy to Google.
Yeah, good.
All you have to put is like Nick San Antonio Music or like country or any buzzword of location, first name, and what I do. And you can, I mean, pages come up of like when I was on the news or when I, you know.
I love it. You know, and it's funny because many years back, you know, I became single too.
Yeah.
It's funny how you Google yourself. You're like, oh, okay, let's see if the ladies notice. What are they going to find?
Well, I didn't notice until somebody started telling me something about myself that I had not shared. Oh. And so I had kind of asked, like, hey, how did you figure this out? And it was, well, I Googled you.
People are interesting, man.
Yeah.
Fans are weird. I used to do radio in Dallas, and I used to have, I want to say fans, you know, because it was a big-time radio station.
You still have fans.
Well, much bigger than this. But I would meet people, and they would tell me the most trivial things about myself. And most of them were just things that they remembered, flippant things that I said on the radio, you know, that just... They locked in and they zeroed in on it and they remembered it. I'm like, how do you remember that? How do you remember what I said? And I don't. It's just a weird thing how people latch on to certain information.
Kind of chronicled, and like everything you say, everything you do, and even after every interview I've done with you, I've thought back, what did I put my foot in my mouth? What did I say?
yes, Nicholas, you did, but it's okay. We love you for it.
I mean, I probably have. It's fine. It's fine.
I do it every day on the daily, on the regular. So anyway, that's cool. We got Nick Zamora's here. Okay, so yeah, we got derailed there. I'm sorry about that. But how was the trip in from San Antonio?
It was good. Coming in from downtown, and so it kind of took me some weird roads I'd never come before. But it worked out really well. Is
everything weird with Fiesta going on, and isn't that happening now?
Yeah. It's not weird. It was really more the highways that brought me down. I usually go another way, and so I was a little confused because I'm.
So I know yesterday, on 90 there was some weird. They were doing some alternate routes because of either construction or an accident.
Yeah,
or something
it did
like
not bring me 90. It brought me, I think, was it 37? I follow Google. I don't know.
From the north side, or
no, I was coming from downtown.
Interesting. I don't know. I just kind of suffer through 90 no matter what happens there. But, man, it's good to have you back. Like you said, you've been here a bit. You were here for our Uvalde Honey Festival at the car show.
Man, I was so mad I couldn't stay longer.
Yeah, no, it was good to have you, though, man. Did you at least take a walk around the cars?
Yes.
Quick pass?
I was literally walking, snapping photos as I was, moving.
Yeah.
To try to get
it's
out
a great
of there.
show. Everybody was impressed. Everybody loved you. So hopefully we'll have you back. And then before that, we just seen you at the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, which was always fun.
Where you won.
Where we won, yes. Can't mention that enough. So we can say it until, May of next year or March of next year?
I will mention it for you.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure the photo y'all are using was one I took.
I stole it from you.
Yeah, well,
I stole it from Nicholas Zamora.
I gave it
yes,
willingly.
You posted it there, yeah.
Because we were, our whole table, the whole G289 table, Cynthia and all her artists, we were all just, the moment we heard your name, I think we were the loudest table.
That's
potentially.
Awesome. We appreciate the love, yeah.
We were really, and we love all the radio stations we love, but we have a kinship, I feel like, with you.
Yeah, we're all like Southwest Texas, man. Yeah, no, I totally get it, I love all the artists that we deal with, but when our boys are up there, when we got a little bit of Southwest Texas, San Antonio and that general area, when our people are up there, for new artists, I loved them all.
Yeah.
But I was rooting for Chuck, because Chuck's from our neck of the woods, so it's like, and I'll say it out loud, it's like, you know what, home team. So I appreciate that, and yeah, you guys were loud, and you had a good vantage point. That was a great photo, right? Yeah, it was real nice.
Because when you're on those maps, you can't really tell where your table is.
Yeah,
and we didn't realize we were right behind the sound booth, which was good and bad.
But it was center though.
But it was dead center,
yeah.
and we had a great view, and we were a little further back. Not really, but we were a little further back, but. Great view, and we really enjoyed it.
I know the year before, Cynthia and G289 was off to the right, I guess, stage left, whatever you want to call it. And that was kind of cool because you had easy access to like some stuff. I think the bar and the food were right there, right? So that was.
We had a bar right behind us too, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So good times.
Not that we drank.
Hey, speaking of Cynthia and G289, shout out to Cynthia. We love you. Thanks for sending your guys down here. Can I embarrass her on the air again real quick?
That's between you and her.
Because remember we noticed that she has a type. All those G289 artists with their big, full, glorious beards.
I think my favorite is now. Not only do we kind of look similar, but now there's a Mick and a Nick.
A Mick and a Nick. That's hilarious.
Like she's really narrowing in.
Y'all need to do like a Tres Hombres ZZ Top tribute band or something like that. And just make the beards just insane.
You put Matt Tejeda, me, and Mick, Chase Rains. All of us. I think JR may have the shortest beard.
That's funny. Yeah.
Potentially.
The Hispanics with the big, full, glorious beards. All right. So anyway, sorry, Cynthia. We're just kind of
we love you. That was said in love. Please don't fire me.
Don't fire me either, man. She's a powerful lady. But Nick, recently you released your latest single, "Too Good," not "Too Good for Me." Yeah, "Too Good for Me." No,
"Too Good for Me" was my
Whiskey
debut.
and Roses. Yeah.
You promoted "Too Good for Me" for a year and a half for me at this point.
I was just looking at the title that I have up here. For some reason, I put your song up twice. But yes, "Whiskey and Roses" is the new song.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you for the branded merch. You gave me a T-shirt and a koozie.
Yeah,
it's always really cool to get that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. I know you have I saw on your social media you got a big line of merch and all this stuff. How's that stuff going? How are the masses eating that up?
Some love it, some I don't know. I was telling you even earlier, I'm really bad about having merch at shows because it's hard to sell merch when you're there by yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And so you put it out there, and it's like, oh, people just walk by and take some. You're like, did you put money in? Or
it's not free, man.
And of course, you front all the money, and you've got money just sitting there in merch for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And so it's a tough. That one, I haven't mastered the merch part of it yet. But everybody loves the shirt. We kind of modeled it after Grunt style a little bit with the sleeve logo and the Whiskey and Roses across the center. Kind of did that Grunt style look, which is pretty in. So.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I think it's clean and cool. Yeah, to the point, and it's good branding. Now, as far as getting the merch handled, I know you said you're recently single. Just got to find that girlfriend / merch girl. Come on, man. It's a trick and trade as old as time.
On my dating apps, I think that's what I'm going to put. Come be my merch girl. Like, I think that would really sell.
And the thing is, you're a musician. I don't know what your previous relationship was really like, but see, now you are a musician. So chances are the person that you date next will know you as a musician and know this is your primary gig.
Yeah.
And if they're a fan, that they're not going to mind being your merch girl at all. It'll be their way to keep tabs on you. It'll be an excuse to go to the shows and make sure the other ladies keep their mitts off, right? So it's a symbiotic relationship. It works out that way. It keeps you honest, and it keeps you with somebody with on the purse strings.
Best radio interview to date. Cynthia's going to kill me.
So, any prospects? Are you out there dating yet?
I'm not answering that question.
All right, a little too personal. So again, Nick Zamora in for San Antonio. Let's go ahead and play your new song because we've been yapping. But the new single is called Whiskey and Roses. Remind me again about how long it's been out. It's been a few weeks now.
It came out to streaming May 8th, hit the radio, went out May 15th. So, yeah, it's been out. Wrote it like a year ago, kind of toyed with it and came to what it is today.
You mean March, right? Not May.
Sorry, I did mean March.
Because it's April now. So
yeah.
It's okay. More whiskey than roses, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Y'all check it out. This is Nick Zamora with Whiskey and Roses. This is UvaldeRadio.net on Friday Night Live.
Every little thing you do, you know it drives me wild. The way you flip your hair when you look back and smile. You know I can't take it. My heart is aching for you. I'm alone at the bar thinking just how far you are from my arms tonight. You're like whiskey and roses and a long kiss goodnight. You're like strawberry wine in the neon moonlight. It's the taste on your lips when I breathe you in. It's the look in your eyes when I turn out the light. Let's drink whiskey tonight. Oh, whiskey tonight. Driving down the road, I can't go fast enough. I see you everywhere, and I long for your touch. And girl, I can't take it. My body's aching for you. It was you from the start, and I don't care how far, 'cause you'll be in my arms tonight. You're like whiskey and roses and a long kiss goodnight. You're like strawberry wine in the neon moonlight. It's the taste on your lips when I breathe you in. It's the look in your eyes when I turn out the light. Let's drink whiskey tonight. Like whiskey and roses and a long kiss goodnight. You're like strawberry wine in the neon moonlight. It's the taste on your lips when I breathe you in. It's the look in your eyes when I turn out the light. Let's drink whiskey tonight. We'll have whiskey tonight. It was you from the start, and I don't care how far, 'cause you'll be in my arms tonight.
UValleyRadio.net, Friday Night Live. Nick Zamora, brand new track there called Whiskey and Roses. It's been out since about March and just kind of steadily climbing up them Texas radio charts. Nick is in from San Antonio, performing live tonight here in Uvalde at what we'll call Friday Night Live, the Rising Stars of Texas Music, every Friday evening at Broadway 830. If you're local in the area, you can get on down here and see some live music starting at 7 o'clock. 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde. Delicious artisan pizza, craft beer, some really cool drink specials, and $4 pints on the patio from now till 10 p.m. And Nick Zamora live. Nick, it's good to have you here, man. So apparently your phone blew up during that last little segment.
I know where you're going with this.
I don't want to mess anything up for you. So I don't know if those are potential, lady friends suitors,
oh my goodness.
or if it's all business. But I know that once we started talking about merch girls, stuff happened. So
it definitely.
Like ping, ping, ping.
I'm glad this is radio and you can't see my face right now.
Right.
Oh, I love you, Robert.
Oh man, I love you too, man. So we'll talk about that.
I had some friends text laughing about the merch girl comments
hey,
for
man,
sure.
It's rock and roll, man. It's real. It's part of the business. We need to have there should be an entire podcast episode on something like this. Merch girls, merch guys. I mean, I'm sorry I'm sounding like, sexist or whatever you want to call it, but merchandise, handlers can also be men, I guess.
I think a lot of people don't know, like Cole Swindell, that's where he started. He was Luke Bryan's merch guy. Was touring with them.
I heard that, yeah.
And then one day they were like, because he was at this point he started songwriting and started getting into it. And one day Luke Bryan says, "Hey, next show you're opening for us. We got it approved."
That's awesome.
And he did, I think, some acoustic songs, and it just took off from there. And now he's Cole Swindell. He was always Cole Swindell.
Well, let's be clear now. Cole Swindell was a musician.
Correct.
Working as a merch guy.
Correct.
To get somewhere. And it worked.
It worked.
Yeah, so it's, and that's what you got to do. You got to suck it up. Take the gig that doesn't sound as glamorous, you know what I mean, to get around the right people that can get you a leg up, right?
Come be my merch person, and one day you too could be sitting here with Robert.
That's exactly. How cool is that? Okay. So
that's about as far as I can get somebody.
You're turning around on me now. Now I'm the one that's going to turn red. All right. So again, Nick Zamora, man, it's good to have you back here in town. Let's go ahead for those who are hearing about you for the first time.
Yeah.
We've done this a few times. So go ahead and give us your quick biography about your career so
Honestly,
far.
I always, this is my favorite question you ask me every time, because it's where I get to talk about my parents, who I think, growing up in the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of movies and things that came out where you would see the parents didn't want a child to go into the arts, right? Mm-hmm. It was very like, no, get a business, be a doctor, be a lawyer. Yeah. And my parents,
dancing.
Yeah, that just wasn't right. Footloose, right? It was the Footloose era.
Yeah.
And that wasn't my parents. And then the man who became my future father-in-law pushed me into Christian music. And so my mom was a ballet folklorico dancer. My dad was a journalist and a DJ. He was the director of communications for the Southside Independent School District. And so very creative family. All my cousins played instruments or sung or did something. And I was kind of the black sheep growing up. Wasn't really good at singing, wasn't really good at playing. And one day it just clicked. And my parents were very supportive, and in fact, my dad is still gigs at almost 80 years old. He still gigs.
That's awesome.
About 8 years ago, he had double bypass surgery, and said, "Can you cover some shows for me?" And I was a worship creative pastor at a church, and I was like, "Yeah, I can cover some shows while you're having double bypass surgery for a couple months." Of course, we didn't know if he was going to make it. By the grace of God, he did. And the venues were like, "Hey, we really like you. Can you keep playing?" And it just kind of grew and kept growing. And I always say, like, people ask me what my ambition is, or what I just love entertaining. I love playing music. I love seeing the look on people's faces. Last time I was here, I played Whiskey and Roses for one of the first times. And that's a guy heard it. Mm-hmm. By the second chorus was singing along. He'd never heard the song before. And by the second chorus, singing along, and I was like, had you heard me sing that yet? And he was like, "No, I just heard it right now."
That's awesome.
And he was singing along. They now follow me. In fact, I think they're coming tonight.
That's awesome.
And they're like, "Man, it's one of my favorite songs. We play it all the time." And so it's just cool to see something you created connect with somebody in such a unique and intimate way. And that's my ambition. My ambition is just to connect with people. And so my biography comes from a family of creatives and a supportive parents and my brothers, honestly, we're not always the closest. We don't hang out all the time, but he has been one of my biggest supporters in this journey since I've started releasing original music and requesting it from radio stations and calling his friends and telling them to listen. And it just means, I'm going to get emotional, but it just means so much to me that to have a family that wouldn't look at me and say, you're not good enough, wouldn't look at me and say, you don't have it, wouldn't look at me and say, oh, that's not a real job, but would say, here, we're going to support you, we're going to love you, we're going to buy you the tools that you need, and we're going to show up. My family, that's one thing. When my dad's not gigging, my parents show up.
That's awesome.
And I try to do the same thing for my kids. And honestly, my daughter is a better singer than I am. And I think one day she will be sitting here with you.
Let's hope so, man. Well, then that's fantastic, man. So, I mean, you sound more excited every time I talk to you about, this career that you're taking on. And it's just great that you're pushing these songs to radio. Let's go and get caught up on, obviously the song is new, the new single, but anything you're working on, any new projects, new songs coming down the pike?
Well, every 6 months we got to put another one out. That's the cycle, right? Yeah,
that's the radio rule.
Something Cynthia. Like that. So I've got a few that I'm working on. In fact, I think one thing that we're talking about potentially in the future is doing a little crossover into country gospel, country Christian, forget what it's called, right? And I have a song that I wrote that I've only performed one time. In fact, I wrote it in the car while driving to a gig, heard all the music in my head, got there, played it, put it down. I actually sent it to my ex-wife, and I was in tears, and I was like, I want you to hear this, and I want your honest feedback. And she's a great friend of mine, and she gave me her feedback, and she was like, it's a beautiful song. It's called Trust in Jesus. And it's literally that moment of, no matter where life is, there's always one person we can trust in, and that's Jesus. And it was yeah, I might pull it out tonight. We'll see. And then I've got another one that's like a straight folk, sounds like Turnpike Troubadours, almost every girl kind of song. But I need like 5 other singers to sing along with me during the.
That's true. You need a whole bunch of troubadours with you. Well, man, looking forward to hearing whatever new stuff you come out with. Yeah, and do as much new stuff as you can here tonight. Again, it's Nick Zamora here tonight at Friday Night Live, Broadway 830 at 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde. He's going to start up at 7 o'clock, play till 10 o'clock, some breaks in there as well, too. So great pizza. You got some really cool drink specials. And again, if you're the drinking sort, $4 pints from now till 10 p.m. out here on the patio only. Now, Nick, we were talking about radio releases. You did put your first single out year and a half, 2 years. Was better part of 2 years ago?
I put it out for you, Robert. It was for you.
Especially for me. You're like, let's do a show. I need a song. So
you send me a song. I was like, I'll record it right now.
And it's called Too Good For Me.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that one right now. Maybe if we squeeze in, your guitar is right there.
It is.
So maybe we'll do a live thing if you're up to it. Okay. Yeah. So y'all check this out. I can play. Nick Zamora, Too Good For Me. This is his first release to radio. And I guess we got to play it first, so we're playing it again. So this is UvaldeRadio.net on Friday Night Live.
Back when we were young, riding round in that white truck, stay up late to talk at senior hill. The football games when we'd sneak out, beneath the stands where we'd make out. Man, that seems like just so long ago. Looking back is easy, moving forward is hard. Photos show the good times, not all that we've endured. All these years that we could see how our lives would have turned out. Would you make the same decision? Would you turn and walk right out? If you knew what you'd be giving to love a man like me, would you tell me that you love me when I drop down to my knees? You're too good for me, and I'm no good for you. Your daddy stayed awake till I walked you to the door that night. He didn't think I'd get you home on time. I knew I couldn't let you go with all the money I'd saved up. I placed that little ring upon I'd make the same decision to stay and fight it out. 'Cause all I have to give is this simple man you see. I'll tell you that I love you when I drop down to my knee. You're too good for me, so I'll be good to you. So I'll be good to you. So good to you, so good to you.
That.
Yeah. UValleYRadio.net. Hey, it's Friday Night Live. We are live at Broadway 830, 100 East Main Street in downtown Uvalde. We got Nick Zamora here in from San Antonio. It's a pleasure to have him as always. And again, that was the first single he released to Texas radio called Too Good For Me. And his current single is called Whiskey and Roses. We're about to do our traditional, our celebratory shot here at Friday Night Live. I try to do a shot with everybody.
Shot.
Just as a follow-up to something we did a couple of weeks ago, we had Rhea Grace. I don't remember. You saw Rhea at the Honey Festival. She's kind of on the wagon. She's not drinking now. So we did a shot. And I made a little contest on the Facebook page. I said, what shot are we doing? And I even said, it's not alcohol really, but everybody guessed alcohol shots. We were doing straight cranberry juice. For anybody who's out there wondering, red shot, straight cranberry. Everybody was saying...
It's good for your kidneys, right?
Yeah. Your urinary tract and whatnot. I mean...
This is what happens when we have 3 interviews in 1 month, Robert.
Merch girls, urinary tracts. I mean, really? Are you that modest? I mean, urinary tract, we can't say that?
Oh, my gosh. It's your radio station. You say whatever you want.
Hey, it's a medical thing, man. I think it's pretty safe. Hey, we got some shots coming. Now, if we're not derailed yet, it'll get about to get nuts. So we're going to do some whiskey. And
whiskey shots.
Whiskey shots, yeah.
Oh, my
gosh. And then Nick's got the guitar out. So I got
That's
a little,
just Coke. That's not whiskey.
Yeah, I got a little Coke back, just in case. I like to kind of even it back. You want to do this now, or you want to do it after the song? Because you got the guitar ready.
Let's do it after the song. So
okay,
I was
going to say, I don't know how that'll affect your performance here. So anyway, Nick Zamora's here. Live show at 7 o'clock tonight. They've got delicious artisan pizza, really great drink specials. Again, the $4 pints, and you might do like us and have a shot or two. So I know we just played your new single, Whiskey and Roses, but that'd be cool if you played the same song.
Yeah.
Acoustic, intimate style. Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Acoustic, intimate style.
I love it, man. So let's go and do it. So you ready to go?
How's everybody doing? We're going to play a little Whiskey and Roses for you.
That's how Barry White of you. All right, so Whiskey and Roses, Nick Zamora live on UValleYRadio.net.
Well, every little thing you do, it drives me wild. The way you flip your hair when you look back and smile. I can't take it. My heart is aching for you. I'm alone at the bar thinking just how far you are from my arms tonight. You're like whiskey and roses and a long kiss goodnight. You're like strawberry wine in the neon moonlight. It's the taste on your lips when I breathe you in. It's the look in your eyes when I turn out the light. Let's drink whiskey tonight. I'm driving down the road, I can't go fast enough. I see you everywhere, and I long for your touch. And girl, I can't take it, and my body's aching for you. It was you from the start, and I don't care how far, 'cause you'll be in my arms tonight. You're like whiskey and roses, and a long kiss goodnight. You're like strawberry wine in the neon moonlight. It's the taste on your lips when I breathe you in. It's the look in your eyes when I turn out the light. Let's drink whiskey tonight. We'll have whiskey tonight. Whoa, whiskey tonight. You're like whiskey and roses, and a long kiss goodnight. You're like strawberry wine in the neon moonlight. It's the taste on your lips when I breathe you in. It's the look in your eyes when I turn out the light. Let's drink whiskey tonight. We'll have whiskey tonight. It was you from the start, and I don't care how far, 'cause you'll be in my arms tonight.
There you go. It's ValleyRadio.net, Friday Night Live. That is Nick Zamora live. And we're excited to have Nick playing tonight here at Broadway 830. Showtime's at 7 o'clock. That's the new single live called Whiskey and Roses. And yeah, let's have some whiskey tonight, Nick. What do you think?
Let's have some whiskey tonight.
Man, first of all, man, that was beautiful, dude.
Thank you,
It was
man.
amazing, man. The intensity, the emotion, wow, just beautiful. I mean, after that, I will be your merch girl. All right? I'm just saying. I'm going to follow you around. I'm going to do all your
Robert,
work for
you're
you.
hired.
Yes, I'm smitten. But
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah, let's do this, man. Grab
Let's
a
do
shot
it.
here. Let me get a photo though, because I got to do my ceremonial photo
Ceremonial
here. Here you go.
photo.
Hold that baby up for me. All right, doing some whiskey with Nick Zamora. And here we go. Let me get my Coke back because I'm a wimp on the air. All right. Well, what are we toasting to, man?
To life? I don't know. What are we
Life's
supposed
good,
to?
man.
Life.
Amen.
Healthy life.
All right. Salute. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was
That's
good.
Can't go wrong with some
Ooh.
Rebecca Creek, man.
Gotta love some Rebecca Creek.
Yeah.
I just got 3 more. I'll be there 3 times in the next couple of months. So if you want to come out to Rebecca
Really?
Creek, I'll be out there. Yeah.
Let's segue into that, man. Tell us the upcoming shows.
Oh, my
Give us
goodness.
what you got, man.
Upcoming shows. There's lots. I'm going to be out next Thursday. I'll be out at Nyosa with some guys doing an acoustic song swap. Let me pull up my calendar here. Let's see. Tomorrow, I'll be out at the Rustic San Antonio with my full band from 9:30 to 11:30. I'm at the Prost House on Sunday. 151 Saloon with my full band Wednesday night. Nyosa event Thursday. El Honky Tonk, one of our faves, El Honky Tonk right there in downtown San Antonio. And Prost House on the 26th. Stetson Dance Hall, another full band show out there, 9 to 11. Out there at Stetson Helotus is what it's called now.
Okay.
Where I had my single release party last month. And yeah, in Prost House. I do a lot of Prost House. So it's a what are they called? Those ones where you always go back to?
Oh, yeah. Well, residencies?
That thing.
There you go, yeah. It's one shot, man. You're a one.
No, I'm a musician. I'm just really not that smart, is really what it comes down to.
Hey, at least you didn't say urinary tract. I'm just saying. Hey, man, so you're staying busy, man. Lots of gigs.
Lots of gigs, yeah.
And what's the balance between full band shows and solo kind of thing?
So the last several months, I don't know, May's shaping up different, but the last several months we've been doing about 7 to 8 full band shows a month, and about total, I've been doing it between 25.
Man.
So about 10 to 15 solos, and then with trios and full bands, about 7 to 8 usually.
Now, no, most of this is in the San Antonio area, but you getting out, spread out a little further out?
Yeah, I am. Hopefully here in the summer we're going to be going out, but we'll be in the Stockyards. We're hitting the Stockyards 2 weekends in a row in June, as well as the Rustic Dallas, Rustics and Truck Yards in Houston. sometime in June, July.
Cool.
So summer, we're going to be doing a little Texas traveling. And I haven't set it up yet, but I'm hoping to reach out to some of the, smaller town dance halls and things like that and start doing a little traveling. Summer's a good time to do that, I think, for me. So
we've got to get the full band out here to Uvalde, man. That'd be great.
Man,
real quick, I know we're running a little bit late, but give a shout out to the guys in the band. Just tell me their names, what they do. Just give them some love.
We got Stephen Lockett, who is my drummer and band leader. He does all the admin stuff for me, which is great. So I don't have to do any of that stuff. He's a great guy. I love him and his support. Cullen Moody, who's our lead electric guitar player, who is phenomenal. Just a phenomenal guy in general. Loves the Lord and just really loves using his gifts to entertain people. His wife Brandy is our female lead singer, who for a white girl does some great Selena.
Oh, okay.
She kills it. She is an amazing vocalist. And I mean, again, just a sweet spirit, and just all of these are some of my best friends. And then Scott Pafford is our bass player, and Scott is probably one of the most knowledgeable guys in everything you will ever meet, and is super humble about it. I mean, just a smart guy, and honestly picked up the bass to play for us, but he's a guitar player, acoustic player. And actually has a great voice, and we have yet to have him sing with us. But I mean, I'm surrounded. I always say they make me sound and look good.
That's awesome.
They have the hard job of putting up with me, so I love the four of them. And then I always have to give a shout out to Ray, who is our backup everything. Anytime one of those guys can, he plays bass, he plays drums, he plays electric guitar.
Ooh, all right.
And is phenomenal at all of them.
Utility player.
And he does a lot of our. Anytime we do a trio gig, it's usually me, him, and Steven, my drummer. So
that's a good guy to have, man. Yeah. I don't think many people can say they've got that kind of little jack of all trade kind of guy.
Which is funny because my drummer is the same way.
Nice.
Amazing bass player, amazing electric guitar player. I never let him off the drums because I feel like between a lead and a drummer, you have to have a really good balance, a very symbiotic relationship.
Sure,
it's got to be he reads you, you read him, or literally you'll walk off stage with your back hurting from feeling like you were pulling the band. And I never have to worry about that with him. He's phenomenal. We play to a metronome to make sure we're always perfectly in time, and he's just phenomenal. I mean, all my guys, they don't play for anybody else, really. They only play for me.
That's awesome.
And I'm blessed to have guys
You're spoiled. That's what it is.
I will say I'm blessed.
There you go.
Because they're as dedicated to this as I am. And we all talk about the day when we can all fully quit our jobs and every one of us go full-time as a band. And that's... if there's a vision, it's that we could just live a life of playing music as a family, because we're really a family. I wouldn't trade these guys for anybody.
Well, I got to meet these guys in our next project. Me and you, Nick, and we're going to get the band.
Let's
to
do
Uvalde.
it.
We're going to get that
Cynthia,
together.
Did you hear that?
Soon. That's our next project.
Hold him to it.
I've got some ideas too. So again, the website is nickzamoramusic.com, or you can go to nicholaszamora.com. Just some added info there,
or just Google me.
Yeah, just Google. Stalk him that way, ladies.
You're the best wingman I've ever had.
There you go. I do what I can. I know the struggle, bro. I know the struggle.
Struggle's real.
But you know what? If you're in the local area, the best thing is just come on down here and see Nick live. Throw a couple of bucks in the tip jar. Did you bring any merch tonight? I know you got something for me.
I brought koozies.
Koozies, all right.
I got koozies.
Get yourself a Nick Zamora koozie while they last.
Whiskey and Roses.
Whiskey and Roses koozie. So, so y'all check him out online. Download the music, stream the stuff, and, of course, keep listening for his music right here on UvaldeRadio.net. Any final thoughts, man, before we get ready for the big live performance?
Man, I just want to thank you, and honestly, I just want to thank people like Mike and Marilee, my parents, Lindsay, Marie, people who have supported me, have financed this vision, not just shown up, but have put money behind it to help put songs like Whiskey and Roses out, and I couldn't do it. I hate using the word fans. I like using the word family and friends, because that's what people become to me. I like to hear people's stories. That's why we're out here. It's all about the stories.
We need more family, more friends. So get your butt on down to
the stories
Broadway
turn into songs, and that's what it's about.
Well, man, we're excited to see where you're going, man. So, again, Nick, thank you for joining us here tonight. Live show starts in about 20 minutes. And, of course, be sure and check out all of our past interviews on the interviews tab at UvaldeRadio.net to find past interviews with Friday Night Live artists. And be sure and join us next week. I think we got our buddy Chuck Weimer next week. So
really?
That'll be happening next week. So check out the full calendar at UvaldeRadio.net. Click the events tab. All right, Nick, thanks so much, man. We're going to wrap it up, get into regular programming. Yeah, and this is UvaldeRadio.net wrapping up Friday Night Live.